Matthew 22. And Jesus answered and spake unto to them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready, come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and entreated them spitefully, and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth. And he sent forth his armies, and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there was a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? He was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, yes, 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 but few are chosen. Yeah. Now, as a father, I think that the marriage of my sons is very important. And it could be that I'm being obstructed from speaking into their lives about what kind of woman they should be marrying. Yeah. Now, I'm married, and I like to divorce my wife. And when I think about their relationships and who it is that they've been associating with, I'm concerned that they could be enrolled in the wrong woman. Now, as a father, you can appreciate that if I was to pay for the wedding of any of my five sons, yes, I would want to have some knowledge of who it was that they were wanting to be married to. Marilyn has some kids, yes. Her daughter Rachel's of marrying age, possibly Garrett or Christine, yeah. And then there's some younger children, Aaliyah, Timothy, Joseph, and Legina, yes. You know, having the right father them can make a very significant difference in the relationship that they have for the rest of their lives. And as much as I want Marilyn to be able to talk to my sons about their individual relationships, I'm going to have to warn them about some of the perils of marriage. Yes. See, when I got married in Kosovo, I had no intention of divorcing my wife. No. I was a financial consultant making approximately $20,000 a month. Yes. I'd bought a little house for us to move into after we were married. We didn't live there before marriage. And we lived in Sequim, Washington at 323 West First Street. Now, three of my sons were conceived in that house. Yes. Maximilian was conceived in Vancouver and born in Vancouver, Washington, and Benjamin was conceived in Airway Heights and was born on Guam. Yeah. All five of them I did the conceiving of. Yeah. And as much as you might not really appreciate the importance of marriage, after 8 years of homelessness, I have really grown to appreciate who it is you marry and what happens after being married. Yes. Now, for the first, 2, 3 years of marriage, I was working at, we married in 2000. I was working at Washington Mutual. Yeah. Made pretty good money. And then I started James Thomas and King Financial Services at 224 West Washington Street. Yeah. And then we decided to move to Vancouver so my non biological stepdaughter, Jessica Lee Hodges, could go to the Washington State School for the Blind. We lived there for 4 years. We had bought a house right across the street from the blind school. Put 20% down. Yes, we did. hmm Started a new business because of my support for my family. Yes, yes. Well, we went through a credit crisis and I couldn't pay the rent to the mortgage and we lost our house to foreclosure. Yeah. We were house sitting in Airway Heights for 10 months when we went on welfare. Yeah. We moved to Guam thinking that the amount of money they were spending on the military buildup would give me new opportunities to support my family. That's right. We lived in the Guma San Jose, the homeless shelter on Guam, for 4 months. Yeah. And then my wife made up this fraudulent story of domestic violence and child abuse. Abducted my sons, kidnapped them, holding them hostage. Moved back to Clallam County and you issued a protection order. Well, I didn't get any notice or opportunity to be heard. When I had completed my 7 hours of parenting classes on Guam, I moved back to Clallam County in March of 2012. Yeah. Went through a dissolution of marriage where I did respond within the 90 days and I never got notice of additional hearings. I never got a dissolution of marriage. I never got a judgment from the state of Washington giving my wife custody of my sons. Yes! For some reason. Somebody kept making up stories about not being able to find me. Now, I know that you were sending my court notices to the 1023 Kitchen Dick Road, but I hadn't lived there after December of 2012 when Mike turned the electricity off on me in the middle of winter. Now, considering the abuse that I experienced as a volunteer at that church living in that fifth wheel, I think Marilyn really has been abused for the last 25 years of marriage. Usually, if one person gets abused, it's indicative, yes, of the abusiveness of her husband.